Happy holidays, everybody, and I hope you're having a great season already. I thought I would do another holiday-themed video, and rather than doing a list of things to buy that designers might like, I thought I would show you 12 of my favorite things. I'm a designer, and so maybe some of the things that I enjoy might also appeal to other people, and maybe you'll learn a little more about me and some of the craziness that I enjoy. So, I'm not going to do anything with my guitar gear, which you typically see in the background. That's a rabbit hole in and of itself. We're not going down that way. And although I do love the people in my family, and they are some of my favorite people, I'm not going to include them either. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's jump into the very first item on the list. Number 1. One of the simple favorite things that I love is actually this little tiny Anker Charger. It is not really that special. It's got a typical flip down plug that folds up if you're packing it up and carrying it around. It's got 2 USB-Cs on there and a USB-A. And while it's really not that interesting, it is very convenient to have. And when you're thinking about it, I'm coming from a Mac world where your charger is typically a gigantic brick and it has one port on it. And so I really love the convenience of having this little tiny version, and I loved it so much that when I travel, I actually wound up buying even the micro version of this, the smaller version, which still has the 3 ports and is extremely capable. So I love these little Anker chargers. They're a nice little treat. I have this one by my bed, and I can charge several things all at once in one tiny little efficient slot. And this is the one that actually comes with me when I travel. Number 2. The second thing that I love is my custom Keychron K2 keyboard. I made a video about this one, and I'll link it up in here somewhere or down in the description. You'll be able to find it. But I love this keyboard. It has such a fantastic sound when typing. I love that I was able to find a custom keycap set to sort of match the blue and yellow aesthetic that I wanted to find. And most days, this is what I'm typing on and using. The typing experience is incredible. It's got the brown switches in it, so it has a lovely feel when you're typing. And really, there's nothing better than smashing this bright yellow enter key after a well thought out email. It's really taken my typical typing experience from something that's normal every day that I do to something that has a little more feeling in my fingers when I type. It sounds a little better when I'm typing, and really just, you know, an overall nostalgic, wonderful experience. So if you don't have a mechanical keyboard, the K2 from Keychron is a great option, but there's lots of other options you can check out. With that, let's move on to the next one. Number 3. This one might be a little strange and out of left field, but something I love. These are actually the Green Lantern comic books. And I know, Green Lantern, seriously? One of the things that has always appealed to me with the Green Lantern, first, is that there's often crossover with the Green Arrow, and I love seeing that. Secondly, is he's just a normal guy. He's a normal girl. He's a normal person who gets a ring, and then that transforms him into this awesome superhero. And that story has always been compelling to me for some reason. I know the movie series and the media around it hasn't really been that great, but the original comic books I always really enjoyed. There's fantastic artwork in here by illustrators who were just, you know, incredible artists, and I've really come to enjoy these. And so the idea of a vintage comic, you know, is something that has always stuck with me, and I've really loved these, and I keep a small collection of these around just for inspiration and enjoyment as I read every once in a while. And while vintage comics are sometimes hard to find, you know, if you find a good comic book store or a local game store, they'll often have a collection of these. And I like the Green Lantern because there's typically quite a few options that you can find that are reasonably priced and really, you know, a great experience to read through. Number 4. If you know anything about me, you know I love a good hat. Specifically a baseball style hat. And these 2 hats by Carhartt have become some of my recent favorites. Yes, I do love my adventure hat from Dan Cederholm, who runs a shop over at Simple Bits, but sadly, I haven't been able to find any of them anymore. So I've been looking for a different hat, one to follow this one up as I kind of preserve this and keep it as long as I can. These 2 hats from Carhartt actually seem to fit the bill. And I actually really love them for 2 main reasons. One, they are incredibly comfortable. I'm picky about the way hats fit my head. I don't like a lot of extra room in the top here. I like it to fit my head pretty well. I don't have a lot of hair, so it's a nice warming feature. And I like a brim that I can bend over time. I am not a flat bill guy. I just look terrible in flat bills. So These kinds of hats are the ones that I love. One other piece that I love about this is it comes in a mesh back version and it also comes in a fabric version. And these are two of the colors that I have right now and I love them. I use them almost every day when I'm not wearing my adventure hat. Overall, these are great hats, and really if you're looking for any color, there are so many colors to choose from. I'm sure you can find exactly what you're looking for. Number 5. For this next one, we need a moment of silence for my dearly beloved Schrade pen, which was left while traveling and I no longer have it. So I had to find a replacement tactical pen. And my main criteria is a pen that is going to be small enough to fit in my pocket and I can carry it around everywhere. And it's not so obnoxious looking that it gets confiscated by security people. So I did find one that I love. Enter the Nitecore NTP 31. This has been a fantastic pen for me. A couple of things I love about it. First is bolt action. How do you not love that satisfying bolt action feel? Ah, it's beautiful. It also has a glass breaker tip just in case, you ever get caught in a sticky situation and need to break some glass. But my favorite part is that this actually slides perfectly into my pocket with the clip hanging out, and it's always available and always on. I really don't love bulky pens, and this metal frame is very thin and works really well. Now, one caveat is that I did not like the type of ink that it shipped with. The pen point was too fine for my purposes and what I prefer, so I did swap it out for a Schneider 755 slider, which has an extra large tip, which I prefer when I'm doing rough sketches or just trying to capture some notes. So I highly recommend this. It's lightweight, it's easy to carry, it fits in your pocket, and this I hope is going to become my new everyday carry pen for a long time, assuming I don't lose it. Number 6. Now this next one is another thing that I carry with me almost every day. It's my Kershaw knife. This has been a trusty sidekick for me almost every day as I carry it around. Two reasons this is my favorite knife is just the thin body. I really, really like a thin bodied knife, one that's not gonna be hard to stick into my pocket. I wear skinny jeans most of the time, so it's important to have a knife that fits really well in my pocket that I can clip on. The other thing I love is that the knife is always ready. It's got a nice stop to it. It opens really well. I love the guard that holds it in place, and it's always ready whether I need to open a box or whittle a stick while I'm camping, or anything else you need a knife for. All right, 2 more items, and then maybe we'll do something a little more fun. Number 7. This next thing I also use every day, but it's a little different. It's my Logitech MX Master. This mouse has served me well for years, and I love the feeling in my hand. I used to love the Apple Magic Mouse and use that for a long time until my friends showed me their MX Master. And as soon as I held it for the first time, I could tell this was a much more ergonomic experience. It fits well in my hand. The click and touch points on it are exactly where you want it to be on a mouse. It's got great accuracy. The battery life is fantastic, and you can connect it up to several devices and switch between them as you need. This has been a staple for all of my design work, for all of my work on a computer, and I'd highly recommend a mouse like this, especially the MX Master, just because of the way it feels and works over the long haul. And if you have to travel with your mouse a lot, one of the things you can do is buy a custom fit case for these. You can find them all over Amazon, and I'll include a link in the description, but it's great to be able to travel with. It's small, it's compact, it works well, and I carry this with me almost everywhere I take my computer. Number 8. All right, my next favorite thing is actually something super simple. It's a Haynes pocket tee. Now, I wear a lot of t-shirts in my day-to-day, especially as a remote worker and most of the time working out of my house. I love a good t-shirt. And one of the things I love about these is that you can actually dress them up and they look really nice. And these are a nice choice because they're a clean, no graphic t-shirt, but it does have a pocket for visual interest and, that pen you might need to carry around every once in a while. These t-shirts fit really well, and while they're not the most comfortable fabric in the world, it's pretty affordable to pick a pack of these up and wear them almost every day. Now, if you have recommendations for a better pocket tee, I'm all ears, but right now these Haynes pocket tees fit the bill because they're affordable and, they come in lots of colors. For this next one, we need to leave the office. Number 9. Okay, so we've left the office. Yes, I know I don't do this very often, but we're here in my super messy garage, but this is real life. This is the way life actually looks for most people. And we're here because I wanted to talk about this. This is my Delta table saw, and this is one of my favorite things in the garage. There's a couple things I really love about this table saw. First is the really beefy guard guide rail. When you're working with a piece of wood or a piece of lumber and you're feeding it through to the saw to be cut, one of the things you want to make sure you have is a nice sturdy guide. And this one has really just really leveled up my ability to have confidence that I'm not missing or miscutting or anything like that. My other favorite piece is something really simple. It's actually this riding knife right here. This actually helps as you're feeding wood through to keep things straight, helps prevent kickback, things that just, generally you want to have in a table saw. I've never had that before. And then my third and favorite thing is actually just the huge working surface. And this piece here being cast, it's a really heavy duty working surface. And it just inspires a lot of confidence as you are, ripping down large pieces of wood to make them smaller. I've done countless projects before, from dining room table to custom bed frames to, a fireplace mantle. I've built custom pedal board boxes and all kinds of different things. But when I transitioned to this, the level of confidence that I have in being able to work has gone up. Cutting my teeth on a smaller, less capable saw really gave me the confidence and skills to learn how to use something like this and really take advantage of it. So I love this table saw, and that's why it's one of my favorite things this year. Number 10. All right, this is take 2 because I forgot to press record the first time. What do you know? So we are even further from the office now, and that's okay. And now I'm just getting a little silly, but I thought I'd share it with you. I'm out here because I want to talk about this, one of my other favorite things. This is my 2017 Subaru Forester XT. What does the XT stand for? I don't actually know, but I like to think it stands for extra turbo. I know it doesn't actually stand for that, but I do love it. And that's the first thing I love about this car is the 2.0 turbocharged engine out of its sibling, the WRX. This thing creates 250 horsepower and 258 foot-pound torque. And put through the all-wheel drive system, it is a peppy, fun car to drive. It's not a sports car, but it still does 0 to 60 in about 6.8 seconds, which is really nothing to sneeze at for a small SUV like this. One of the reasons I decided to pick this vehicle up is because I wanted a larger vehicle that would fit my whole family, my lovely wife, and wonderful 3 children. They can all pile in and we can go for a wonderful drive. The second thing I love about this is X mode. I can put my whole family in here and really we can tackle almost any kind of terrain that I've been able to throw at it, which really hasn't been a whole lot, but around here, I love it and I think it's been great. It's capable of everything that I really needed it to be doing. The third and final thing I love about this car is the paddle shifters. And I know it's a CVT transmission, which means it's not real gears. They're simulated. But when you put it into Sport Sharp mode and you're able to flip through the shifters, it really does create a great experience. It's not a sports car, but for me and my daily kind of driving, I really enjoyed this vehicle, and that's why it's one of my favorite things. All right, let's head back inside of the office and knock out the last few. All right, we're back in the office. Let's keep going. Number 11. Now, this next one has been with me through all of the videos so far, and it's actually this. It's my 11-inch iPad Pro. I love this iPad. It has been a fantastic piece of hardware for me. Outside of my day-to-day work, I do almost everything I need to do on this. From editing videos to streaming content, writing articles, working in an Infinity Suite, or anything else really that I need to do, this iPad has been a workhorse. Now, this iPad is the 11-inch iPad Pro. I prefer the smaller form factor. I used to have a larger, almost 13-inch, but I preferred the portability of the small 11-inch. This one has the M1 processor in it, and it has been a workhorse from day one. It is so capable of everything that I have thrown at it. For that last 10% of things that I can't do, I have an M3 iMac upstairs that I use when sometimes you actually need a little bit larger screen and the actual Mac OS operating system. Now, it is worth mentioning that the iPad wouldn't be complete without the Apple Pencil and this lovely keyboard that you can get that comes with it. Putting all 3 of these together becomes the powerhouse to be able to type really efficiently using the integrated keyboard and trackpad, and then also be able to draw anything you need to draw on this wonderful little screen. I bought this when my last laptop kicked the bucket, and it has filled that void very well. Now, when I need to carry this around, I usually keep it together, and then I can slide it in this wonderful carrying case to keep it padded, and it keeps my pencil from falling off, which has scared me quite to death before. And if you're looking in the market for a tablet, I'd recommend checking out one of the iPad Pros with the M series chip. And finally, number 12. My last favorite thing is my Audible subscription. I subscribe every year to Audible and it renews, and I get a bunch of credits that I can listen to audiobooks. And this is one of the main ways that I get through books very quickly. I'm a little over 65 books so far this year that I've gotten through, and Audible has been a main way for me to consume that content. And it's great whether I'm on a long bike ride or whether I'm working around the house or, need some company while I'm doing some work. The Audible subscription has been an incredible way for me to learn, really improve myself, my understanding of the world, get better at my job, and just learn some stuff along the way. So if you're into books, you're into reading, or maybe if you're not into books but still want to learn, Audible is a fantastic way for you to still learn and grow without being strapped to a paper or digital book all the time. All right, that's it. That's my 12 favorite things this year. Of course, not including people in my life or my guitar gear or anything like that. But in general, these are 12 things that I really enjoy as a part of my life every day. They're my favorite things that I have that I've been blessed to be able to own. And I hope maybe this has been helpful for you this holiday season. Oh, there is one more thing. My kids would be very upset if I didn't also mention one of our favorite Nintendo games, and that is Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, they might love Tears of the Kingdom a little more, but for me, Breath of the Wild is still one of my favorite ones so far on the Switch. They freak out whenever I go try and take down a Lionel, and it is so fun to just get into a heap of trouble, do a bunch of exploration, try different things, and just the open world concept of that game is awesome. So, for my kids, there you go, one of my favorite things. Okay, that's it for real this time. That's the list. Thank you so much for watching. If you have questions about anything in the video, there'll be links in the description. Leave a comment if there's something you really enjoyed, or if there's something maybe I left out, or if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Or maybe share some of your favorite things this holiday season. And make sure to hit the like button, especially if you've made it this far into the video. It'll really help me out, helps the channel out, helps the videos out. It'll help you know you liked this video. Yeah, see what I did there. A lot of the links in the description will be affiliate links. You're not obligated at all to use them, but if you like the content, you like the video, feel free to use them. It helps the channel out a little bit. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic, a wonderful, and incredible holiday season. And remember, it's not all about the stuff we get. There's more to life than things. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your year.